I just wanted to step back just really quickly and introduce myself as part of the Brain Cancer Centre. So my name is Sam McGuane. I'm privileged to be part of the leadership group amongst many, many others within the BCC, and I've been on board since December of 2021, and more broadly have supported Carrie in her work at the foundation since 2017. From the fundraising side of things in Carrie's world of the Rusted On charity that many of you will either be a part of or will have been contributed to in some way, and now to step into the BCC, and unlike May last year, having had 12 months of perspective from the research environment and developed great relationships and many friends, it is extraordinary what these people have to do to discover the things we need them to discover to save our lives. It is it's extraordinary. I don't know another word. I couldn't say it too often enough. And so these people today, I want you to hear from. I want us to engage in conversations at the breaks. I want you to be pressing them on their science. I want you to try to understand where they're taking their vision. And in some ways, I'd like us to say thanks. I'd like us to say thanks and celebrate the people who commit their lives to doing this. And so none of them are aware of this. But and the people at home, I am conscious of, because we have an incredible community right now who are viewing this via Slido. Please come in. Don't wait up the back. Please come in. The researchers in the room, would you mind standing up, please? I know they're all very embarrassed. So for those, I think it's really important. And if you don't mind, researchers, just hold your anxiety for a second, because all of them will be disappointed that I've done this. But I think it's important that the community understand what you guys look like. I think it's important that the community understand how young you are, how incredible you are. Young, yes, everyone's young. I think it's important, and if I could give the people at home a snapshot of what you look like, you are young, creative, desperately passionate, engaged, and at times under significant pressure to do the work that you do. So from my perspective, an enormous sense of gratitude and thanks, and I know that I say that on behalf of everyone here. So this is the research group we're investing in at the moment, them and more. So if you wouldn't mind thanking them. Thank you. You can all sit down now. So let's get into it. We have a growing number of people I know based at home and who are engaging through Slido. We do have some word clouds being developed in the background, however that magic actually works. But we want to see people engaged at home and here as well. So questions was one of the biggest pieces of feedback we got from last year's forum. Not enough time to answer questions, not enough time to ask questions. If you have a burning question, it will not be treated in any other way than respectful, even if you think it's the most low-level question you could possibly come up with. We want to engage in that conversation, and we've got a panel session later on in the afternoon to ensure that you get the opportunity to get the answers that you want, or at least be headed in the right direction for more support. So thank you so much. The Slido code is there for those who are online, or if you'd like to join, or if you'd like to send it on to anyone, to the people who are here in the audience today. Hi, I'm Sam McGuane, General Manager of the Brain Cancer Centre. The vision of the Brain Cancer Centre is that one day no lives are lost to brain cancer. It's something we are all incredibly inspired by. Since 2021, when we launched the Brain Cancer Centre, we've been hard at work building the team to take us towards that vision. Brightest minds, multidisciplinary teams, multi-institutional talent will take us incrementally towards that vision over time. Since we launched the Brain Cancer Centre, we've invested over $15 million in research projects and clinical trials across multiple institutions. We've launched a world-first clinical trial platform, BrainPop, which will deliver more targeted, personalised treatments for patients. We've invested in 10 new and innovative research projects. We've supported over 50 researchers working together across the country to find new treatments. For the first time, we've brought together collaborative partnerships from across the country, including leading hospitals, universities, and research institutes. We've got such an exciting year ahead in 2023. This year, we will invest $7.6 million in research and clinical trials. We'll expand our research activities to Western Australia and South Australia. and will bring together 4 new collaborative partner institutes to join our mission. Our radically different collaborative research approach brings together a growing network of world-leading oncologists, immunologists, neurosurgeons, bioinformaticians, and cancer biologists. We're determined to make brain cancer a treatable and survivable disease, to give all brain cancer patients real hope for the future. To learn more about our exciting research projects or donate, head to thebraincancercentre.org.au. This is just the beginning. Fantastic. Hopefully that's the last video that we do that to you for. But I think it showcases what you guys deserve, which is to understand what the investment looks like and some proof points on what the last 19 months worth of investment and hard work have achieved. So again, welcome to everyone, both here at WeHi, who have generously donated this space, but to those at home live streaming. This is the second community forum designed to allow those connected to this disease the opportunity to see transparently our work, our strategy, and to celebrate the work of our incredible researchers. This room is full of familiar and friendly faces, which is fantastic, and there are some new ones as well. And we, on behalf of the researchers and everyone involved in the BCC, we welcome you, and we look forward to getting to know you, and we look forward to bringing you in as part of our family from this point on. Brain cancer is a devastating disease. We all know that, and there are families here today who have been through that worst of experiences. If you are part of that club that no one wants to be part of, that group that understands more intimately than anything the devastating effects of this disease, I want you to know that you are welcome here, that you are safe, that your experience is valued, and that we are hard at work at the problem. It's important that you know, as Doug expressed, that you are part of our world every day, focused on this problem. And today, one of the themes for our second community conference is hope, and I can see the word cloud, which is driving that message quite significantly, as the key word that those people at home want to see. They want to take away a sense of hope from this important event. For just a moment, knowing the statistics are devastating, let's park the statistics for a moment. In Brain Cancer Awareness Month, I think we can all appreciate that the statistics is a driving force between us and engagement. But today, let's park it to one side. Let's share stories, let's shed some tears, let's laugh and celebrate both the incredible work that is going on at the moment, the vision for the future, but the growing army of people who are at work on this problem, focused on our vision and united by a sense of connection that is very, very unique. And the message for today, for clinicians and researchers, patients, families, friends, is hope. We hope that you leave today with a sense of connection to us and our cause, or a renewed sense that our strategy will take us closer to our vision over time. Having launched in October 2021, we are now into the second full year of operations of the Brain Cancer Centre, and incredibly excited at the progress, which we'll share many of those various stories of progress and research throughout the afternoon. The success to date has been fostered by harnessing the collective power of research, innovation, government and philanthropy. Over $15 million of investment in 11 key programs has done much to show the Australian community, both scientific and those connected to the disease through their own experience, that we are serious about our mission to drive connection between brilliant researchers and fund discoveries that can change the lives of brain cancer patients now and in the future. The number of national and international connections continues to grow, which creates opportunities and enhances the centre's sustainability. I'm incredibly proud of how our team has continued to remain focused on our vision and mission since launch. We have generously engaged in conversations with multiple organisations that has led to a greater understanding of our motivation, and for that, we've opened up new opportunities for our researchers and shared our collaborative spirit. As the research continues to build, there will be more tangible outcomes from the BCC funded programs, and we will continue to evolve our strategy on our investments. We are continuously challenging ourselves to stay focused on funding programs that align with our mission and ultimately take us closer to our vision. A significant step was made at the end of last year with the national call and the proposals that we undertook, with 4 grants being awarded, bringing on board more diversity of experience and enabling cross-pollination of ideas and research programs. In some ways, though, and certainly personally, that was one of the most jarring experiences that I've had within the Brain Cancer Centre, because it showed with sobering reality the amount of projects that went unfunded throughout that process. We're very grateful to be able to bring on board 4 new partners, 4 incredible projects with high-level scientific output from highly collaborative teams. But what that process showed is that we left 26 incredible research projects on the table worth about $10 million. Now that, to me, will never be good enough. Should we fund them all? Should we not fund them all? There'll be discussions about that, but that's far too far a gap between what is available for us to contribute to and what is necessary for us to find the revenue to support, and our ability to do that is something that we are focused on. That, I guess, to me, to emphasise that point, is a missed opportunity in terms of careers. Our number one strategic objective to build critical mass. It's the opportunity to grow knowledge, to expand discoveries into the clinic and move us closer towards our vision. And so, with that in mind, much of our focus of the next 2 to 4 years will be on the establishment of a mechanism that, with brain cancer research in this country, we can create sustainable revenue. We want to create an environment where sustainable revenue underpins our strategy, which is supported by medical research grants and philanthropy, and not the reverse, which happens today, where a lack of available grant opportunities, as good as they are at the moment, that is supported by incredible philanthropic efforts and a lack of sustainable revenue leads to suboptimal growth. We are energised about the path ahead. We understand that this takes years and decades, but we understand more acutely the work being done today does build platforms for future endeavours, for future discoveries, for future opportunities to take everything that we're doing today into the clinic, and we will not stop. We will not stop. We will find a way. We will continue to engage you, the community at large, the research community, institutes and other ways, and ensure that we get the opportunity to do things differently. I think it's important to acknowledge very seriously and very generously the opportunity that partners have given us in this idea. And Doug touched on the main one of that, which is the opportunity for WeHi to generously act as a partner in this endeavour and share in a collaborative way the opportunity to gain investment. It's very rare. It's very rare that institutes will generously deliver monetary outcomes to another institute. Do researchers collaborate? Do programs collaborate? Absolutely. But does the genuine opportunity to connect at a vision and at a problem level happen? No, not very often. And we're very excited by that, incredibly grateful to our partners for their support, in particular to the Victorian Government for the $16 million for BPOP, for WeHi's role, for Carrie's Beamish Brain Cancer and the other institutes who play a significant role. Our research ecosystem is the template that guides our investment. You will have seen part of this last year, and it hasn't changed. Suffice to say, it has grown as ecosystems should. We've continued to invest, and today you'll hear parts of that ecosystem in detail. It won't be every project, it won't be every part of the ecosystem, but it will be specific parts that we think add value to your understanding of the BCC and grow our knowledge and awareness and give you opportunities to engage. I think it is important for us to continue to talk about our outputs. And so I wanted to talk about 3 strategic objectives that we have within the Brain Cancer Centre today, and for you to understand what we're doing to try to achieve them. So our strategic objective number 1 is to grow a critical mass of highly engaged and connected brain cancer researchers in the country. And so the tactical response and the option and the outputs that we've delivered within there is to continue funding for the 11 discovery-themed projects across institutions in Australia. We have had over 20 consumers, some of which are here today, invited to join the Brain Cancer Centre to support the work of our projects. We've funded 50, or more than 50 probably at this stage, researchers across the country, of which you saw in the video earlier. Within that group, there are 20 early career researchers being supported by the Brain Cancer Centre. Our researchers have made 51 scientific presentations, which is incredible, and they've developed 87 local, national and international collaborations. Now, if you look at that as a world map, it's a pretty incredible thing to say that 19 months in, these collaborations were either in a very formative state prior to the BCC and or are new and have been significantly leveraged since the BCC's engagement. Strategic objective number 2, collaborate first, second and third to leverage our investments. And this is an important one. The brain cancer researchers as a total have leveraged over $15 million from the initial $10 million contribution of Carrie's Beanies for Brain Cancer. That's in government grants, adding to the $16 million that we were lucky enough, deserved lucky is probably not the right word, but that we were able to contribute from the Victorian government for BPOP. In addition, we've been able to raise some money from some incredible supporters, some of which will be in the room here today, for a grand total of $32 million of leveraged income beyond the $10 million that CB for BC added initially. And I think by any measure, that is an incredible output. Strategic objective number 3, create the largest community of people engaging in brain cancer content in the world and build a brand capable of celebrating researchers in a unique way. I always take opportunities like I did today to celebrate researchers. I think they get very little credit for what they do and very little thanks. But we have been able to do some specific things that have taken a visual aspect and given a voice to researchers across the country. We were incredibly lucky to be able to get front and centre the domain review for International Women's Day. 4 incredible women, 3 of which are sitting up the front here at the moment, and to celebrate the work that they do and the people that they are, because behind the work, as there is for everyone, there's incredibly engaged family members, incredibly passionate scientists, and incredibly engaged people in the journey of the patient as they move through this disease. Our content strategy has and will always be to focus on both patients and researchers. And I think, as per my earlier point, the researchers need a voice. They need an opportunity to talk about their research and for us to see as a community how engaged and passionate they are, how creative they are, how incredible they are, the micro level of detail that they can go to study this disease that we need them to make discoveries on. It is extraordinary. And to illustrate that more broadly, perhaps the greatest opportunity that we have had actually is happening right now. So this morning and tomorrow, we've brought together those 11 funded projects. For the first time, potentially the first time in the country, I probably can't say that with total security, but the first time in the country where a single funding group has brought together every single project that it has funded, the chief investigators as well as senior researchers, with one disease focus. And that's what collaboration looks like. This is what partnership looks like. This is what connections look like. And the reality is that it's very hard to measure what this 2-day conference will deliver in terms of outputs and contribution. Incredibly exciting conversation and something that I was privileged to be a part of today, and I want to thank them. So moving forward, we need to continually critically test our investments. And as Doug pointed out, we have a ways to go in terms of our strategic investment and the way in which we continue to fund programs going forward. We need to ensure that we secure funding for parts of the Brain Cancer Centre that can positively impact patients in the short term, and we are very, very focused on that. We need to continue to focus on critical mass by establishing pathways for PhD and postdoctoral brain cancer researchers. And we'll hear a little bit about that later on today, but I think that we can all agree that it is easy to see that employing young, incredibly talented people in this field is a smart thing to do. And then allowing them to do their research unhinged with the support of other great researchers is also a really smart thing to do. We need to continue to provide meaningful ways to connect our funded programs together. Part of that is today, but more opportunities to do that. And we need to focus on sustainable revenue, that magic and seemingly difficult to provide situation for researchers where sustainable revenue is part of their world. Again, I can't emphasise this enough. If we were the Geelong Cats footy team, which I'm a massive supporter of, and I won't expect anyone else to divulge who they support, but they would have their sponsors front and centre, the sponsors that allow them to do their work and to win premierships. Now, we're not winning premierships, but without partners who understand that we are connected in this idea of solving a problem together, we couldn't get to the level that we are at the moment, and we're just out of the starting blocks. As a senior researcher said today, he believes that we are on the cusp of brilliance. Now, brilliance is a difficult word to pin down, but it's a word that we would like to associate with the next layer of the Brain Cancer Centre 2.0, having incredible momentum towards our vision and mission. So with that, Misty will be disappointed about this because this is an overused photo, so we do need a different photo, but I would like to say thank you for attending. For my part, the last 19 months has been inspirational, challenging and incredibly exciting, and the next 19 months, 2 years looks to be exactly the same. More sustainable research, more young people, more community, more of everything, because what we've started I don't think can be stopped now. So thank you so much for your attention. Okay.